everyone, and welcome back to a new MetaJungle NFT Artist Spotlight episode. My name is BossMom99, aka Jaden, and I'm so excited to be highlighting two incredible, not just MetaJungle community members, but NFT community members, as well as fantastic artists and photographers. And they are going to be Jassi Oberai and Ryan Sault. So let's go on ahead and get into it today. The first artist that we are going to be spotlighting is going to be Jassi Oberai. Jassi is a multi-genre photographer based in India, and he has been photographing for 13 years now. Jassi says that he started his photography career at the age of 40, and since then his camera has been his full-time companion. He says that no matter what is happening, if he has his camera and is creating images, he is in a happy mood. Jassi likes to take multiple different genres of photos. However, he is mainly into landscape, portrait, travel, fashion, and fine art. He's even been named the Landscape Photographer of the Year 2019 at the World Photography Awards. So let's go on ahead and hear a little bit more from Jassi himself. Today's MetaJungle NFT Artist Spotlight is going to be NFT photographer Jassi Oberai.
Hi everyone, I'm Jassi Oberai, a 53-year young multi-genre photographer from India. I started my photography journey at the age of 40 after quitting my job of 15 years, and today I shoot landscapes, portraits, fashion, beauty, glamour, travel and fine art as well. Almost my entire life as a photographer, I've been a photography mentor. Earlier, first I was associated with Canon, now I'm associated with Panasonic Lumix. And I run my own company by the name Exploring Light, under which I conduct workshops and take photo tours all across the world. I also have the YouTube channel by the same name, where I talk about different photography gear and everything related to photography. You know, I started my NFT journey on 1st of February itself, which is almost 40-45 days only. And these 40-45 days have been quite phenomenal. I must say that I started this journey as an NFT photographer primarily to take care of the tight financial situation I was in, thanks to the COVID lockdowns and all those conditions. But today I'm here for the community. I'm not saying that I'm not wanting to make money. Yes, I want to make money. I want to gain financial freedom. And today I believe that it is possible through NFT. But what good is that money if I don't talk about community? It's about joining people. It's about moving together. It's about growing together. I already have dropped my Genesis collection, which is there on OpenSea, and there's 1-2 image portrait collection also on Foundation. And this is just to showcase what diverse photography that I do. My entire journey, these 40-45 days, has been great, mainly because of the MetaJungle Discord and their Twitter community that they are creating. And I think it will be easy for me to really say that I owe all my entire success, initial success in NFT journey so far, to MetaJungle. And I'm so excited about this journey. I'm here for long haul, and I'm here to build community, and I'm here to really grow together with you wonderful people. Take care, enjoy.
I loved this video so much. I feel like it really shows us who Jassi is really well. But Jassi says that he's been a mentor throughout his photography journey, and that the majority of the time he is chasing light, managing shadows, and sharing whatever little knowledge he has about photography with passionate photographers. And we are so appreciative of this. Jassi has shared his knowledge with the MetaJungle community many times, the first being in a black and white photography workshop. This workshop was actually held in the MetaJungle Discord on March 8th, and it covered an assortment of topics of black and white photography. A few of these being what black and white photography is, black and white versus monochrome, when to shoot in color versus black and white, and the elements of a good black and white image. But we love this session, and we recommend everyone looking to learn more about black and white photography to actually check it out. It's full of such great information. But the most recent workshop that Jassi actually hosted for the MetaJungle community was a cybersecurity workshop along with Mike Schmidt and Goon. They used this workshop to teach the community about how to keep their NFTs and crypto safe. Both Mike and Jassi have actually fallen victim to scams in this space, and they really want to help other members avoid making the same mistakes that they did. But this session provided helpful tricks, tips, and information to avoid being victims of scams in the crypto and NFT space. And along with this workshop, Jassi also co-hosted a Twitter space on the MetaJungle Twitter along with Emma, aka Nifty Meta Girl, covering the same topic, and it's full of really, really great information as well. But when not sharing his knowledge with everyone, Jassi actually says he is chasing light and managing shadows, as we heard earlier, and we definitely see this with his new Silica collection, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. But here's the collection. Jassi released his Traces of Life collection recently, and it really highlights what he does so well. It's a collection of 9 one-of-one editions. Currently, there are 4 sold, so 5 remain, and they range in price from 0.25 ETH to 0.3 ETH. And I positively love every single photo in this collection, but I love them even more after reading the artist statement and descriptions. Jassi really puts so much effort and consideration into each and every aspect of this collection. In his artist statement, he says that most photographers are reclusive, and so am I. A fascination for black and white portrait photography is basically a perspective of my inner self, whether it is expressing that sparkling moment or grim state, flawed self or strengths. And most of the time, it's that wanderer in me which I gathered by traveling all over. These images are a stretch of my imagination of putting all that theory into realization. It is a portrayal of Traces of Life. Traces of Life because it unfolds the intrigue of the mystical nature of life itself. And guys, I mean, come on. What a great artist statement telling us more about not just Jassi, but why he chose and connected with this collection. I mean, I think it's just so incredible. But then on top of all that, all these photos are absolutely stunning. But I actually want to take a closer look at the dark edge. This photo is owned by Alpha Trilogy, and I absolutely positively love it. One thing that I really connected with is the stories, the traces of their face show. You see that many of these subjects have a lot of wrinkles, and that just always to me makes me wonder what kind of life they've lived, what kind of stories they have to share. And it just creates a lot of questions that I want to ask them. So I want to know all about them, their lives, etc. So one thing I really appreciate is what Jassi shares with us in the descriptions. For example, the description of this piece says, Sonome is an Aryan living in Da village in Ladakh. Aryans are considered to be the direct descendants of Alexander's army which settled here. They have very unique facial features like broad cheekbones, large ears, and blue eyes. Sonome, like other Aryans, live in a stone house. At first look, their settlement still resembles that of some old Stone Age settlement. While they're getting modern and have started constructing their houses on modern-day architecture, they still lead a very humble life. I've always been fascinated by Sonome's unique expression. I've hardly ever seen him smile. Somehow he never was open to getting photographed. Every time I would lift my camera, he would hide his face with his hands. And it was on my 3rd visit 3 years later that I could manage to finally get him to look at me without hiding his face. But I still could not manage to make him smile. Maybe it has something to do with the challenges he faces to manage to make a living for himself and feed his family. But after reading this, I have so many more questions, but I also connect on a whole new level with this photo and the subject, and it's something that I just appreciate so much. He gives me a glimpse into this guy's life, and it raises more questions, but it's more of I want to know more about him. I want to get to know him and hear his stories. And so that's just something that I really, really appreciate that he creates through the descriptions and the photographs that he captures. But Jassi has been in the NFT space since February 2022, and he has made a huge impact. But that's no surprise, though, because Jassi, as you can see, has already helped guide and support so many photographers in the NFT space. And not only is he such a supportive member, he really does share so much incredible knowledge with everybody in the space. And it's just something I really admire about Jassi. And I'm so honored to know him and get to connect with him and get to tell you guys a little bit more about him. But the next artist that we are going to be spotlighting today is going to be Ryan Sault. Ryan is a nomadic underwater photographer, and he actually learned to dive when he was 15 years old and says that this was the start of his journey into the world beneath the waves. Fast forward to today, and now he has over 20 years diving experience and over 10 years experience carrying an underwater camera. Ryan says he is an adventure lover that never leaves home without his camera, and he's been able to travel all over the globe photographing incredible and unique marine life. So let's go ahead and learn a little bit more from Ryan himself. Today's MetaJungle NFT artist spotlight is going to be NFT photographer Ryan Sault.
G'day, my name's Ryan Sault and I'm an underwater photographer. And right now, I'm in Crystal River in Florida and spending some time with the manatees. So I thought I'd show you a little bit about what it's like beneath the waves whilst I tell you about myself. I've been diving now for over 20 years and taking photos for more than 10 of those. My favourite subjects are manta rays, which are beautiful and iconic creatures, and they're not particularly afraid of humans, so they will literally come within centimetres of you. I love sea lions and seals. They're exceptionally playful and a lot of fun to be in the water with. I've recently added manatees to this list for obvious reasons. They're utterly adorable. And sharks. I love being in the water with sharks. And that's not something too many people would say. I entered the NFT space for the financial opportunities, but it's really been the community and the friendships that have kept me around. I really like what the MetaJungle is doing because it's all inclusive and it helps photographers regardless of where they are on their NFT journey. I don't know where this journey will lead, but I know I'm in it for the long haul. I know this has been a quick introduction, but I hope you now understand a little bit more about me, and I appreciate you listening.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I loved this video. You guys can really tell Ryan loves what he does, and I can see why. He says he loves to explore the behavior of the subjects he shoots, as well as the techniques used for photography. And he told us in this video, you generally have to use a wide lens to capture the photos he does. But he also says one reason he loves this type of photography is the challenge that comes with it. You cannot tell your subject where to stand, how to pose, or not to eat you. And I think that's so fun. But it doesn't seem like he has that problem with the little cuties in this video. But I just love getting to see like him interact with these animals and their personalities shine through. And you can definitely see the love and passion Ryan has for what he does, not just in this video, but through the work and all he does for the community. So one example of this that really comes into my mind is the Underwater 101 photography workshop he and Shitoke Ento hosted for the MetaJungle community. In this workshop, they cover a series of topics, including Diving 101, different types of gear used in underwater photography, lighting, macro versus wide lens photography, and different techniques. And not only was this a fantastic workshop, it was so fun and provided so much great information for anyone interested in underwater photography. Whether you're a beginner, you're experienced, you're somewhere in between, it was just full of such fun and valuable information. But another big initiative that comes to my mind is the Wildlife Collective that Ryan founded. This collective aims to raise the profile of wildlife in the NFT space and unite all wildlife photographers. And we see it doing just that and raising awareness for wildlife conservation. And this is a really, really cool collective because it also has branches focusing on specific areas of conservation as well. So one of these is the Ocean Tribe, and they focus on raising awareness for ocean conservation. And they recently created a gallery to show off their NFT work and bring awareness to oceans and the life that lives beneath them. But it was a really fun gallery drop that actually Emma hosted, and it was a great opportunity to learn more about ocean wildlife, why these photographers do what they do, And Ryan shared so many fun and incredible stories about his experience as an underwater photographer that you definitely want to hear. It was literally just such a fun experience and such a fun Twitter space. Like, I would recommend it to anyone. But we can also see this love and passion that we've mentioned through his work. Ryan raises awareness for these incredible creatures every time he posts new art. And it's incredible what he's doing. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. So here we are on Ryan's website here. I love what he did with organizing all of his work into one place and showcasing it so beautifully. It's really fun when you first get here, and it instantly captures your attention, but it's super easy to navigate and find what you're looking for. But as you can see, he does have a collaborations page up here, and he's part of 3 collaborations, and you can check all of them out on this page. But they tell you exactly what collaboration it's part of, the price, the properties, and they have really great descriptions, which is an added bonus. But then if you're interested in his standalone pieces, you can find them easily in his standalone page. This has been a page I have really, really enjoyed checking out and exploring, because all these photos are just absolutely incredible. But Ryan gives us so much information. Like when you first click on this image, it tells us the name, the properties, the description, etc. But then he takes it a step further by telling us the story behind the image, so what he experienced when capturing this. And then he actually even will tell us the information about the animal that he photographed, if he knows it or it's available. And then he even tells us about the previous experience that this has had on the market, if it has had experience there. But I just think that the attention to detail that he provides is absolutely incredible. But it's not surprising, because this is exactly what you get when you talk to Ryan. He really soaks in these encounters and captures the personalities of these animals so well. And then he can tell you about them in a way that's just absolutely unreal. It seems like you are actually witnessing and experiencing this along with him. But we really see this in his collections. So he has 2 here, and they're underwater wildlife and Jossum. And I actually want to take a closer look at underwater wildlife, because I love all the personalities captured in these photos. In particular, I want to show you guys all Curious. This photo is owned by Alpha Trilogy, and I feel like it perfectly captures exactly what Ryan can do with his photography. According to the description, this is an Australian sea lion, and they are exceptionally playful and curious creatures, and such a pleasure to dive with. Ryan says you get more attention if you're carrying something reflective or doing something out of the ordinary, and that his curious sea lion approached him because he was somersaulting under the water, and he could see its reflection in his camera lens. And you can definitely see that in this photo. This little guy is wondering what's going on. His interest is piqued, and he wants to know what's happening. And I just think it's incredible how much of this guy's personality Ryan was able to capture in his photography. And it really just confirms to me how much he loves what he does, how much he loves these animals, and why he does what he does. Because he gets to see this with his own eyes, how wonderful these animals are, and he obviously wants everyone else to see how incredible they are. And he captures these photos and tells these stories and shares their personalities with us just to do that. And he does such an incredible job at that. Like, I literally feel like these animals I have got to have an experience with and got to know. And I just think that it's so cool that he can do that through his photography. But Ryan minted his first NFT in July 2021, and he joined the space due to the possibilities and financial opportunities, but has stayed due to the friendships he has developed and the communities he has helped build. And that's no surprise. Ryan is incredible. I love getting to chat with him and hear the stories that he has to share, and he's just such a supportive member of the community. And it really has just been a pleasure getting to interact with him and Jassi, and getting to be part of what they are doing for the MetaJungle community, but also just getting to watch all their interactions in the NFT space in general, because they are such incredible members of the entire community. And it's just been a pleasure getting to know them, getting to interact with them, and now having the opportunity to tell you guys a little bit more about them and everything they do for the community. But guys, if you are interested in being one of our artist spotlights, please reach out to me. It's BossMom99 on Discord and Twitter. I would love to connect with you all and have the opportunity to tell more people about you as well. I cannot wait to tell you guys about 2 more artists soon, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.